Hey guys, welcome back to Little Boy Customs. Today we're going to be working on trying to reinstall the floor of this bed. So to catch you up to speed, I have cut the inner fender wells out, just shaved them off the side here, and this is the underside of it, that section that goes in between the wheels. You have two brackets, one here and one back there. And so what I did was I took tape measure and I measured this out. Comes out to be from right here to right here. Comes out to be 48 inches and 3/4 of an inch. So then I came over here and I measured from that area right there to right there. And we need to lose about 1/2 of an inch in order for this lip here to fit down this side right here. And you may be asking, well, why would that be important anyway? The ideal is if we can get the lip to fit over the top of this right here, we can get that bed just a little bit lower, because those two brackets, these two brackets here, fit in between. One will ride right here and the other one will ride over here. So it will fit in between them. Actually, this one here probably rides right up in here somewhere. But you get the idea. What I'm trying to do is make it to where I can build a subframe on either side of this hump to support that area, that thing right there. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this back. I have looked underneath here. There is a hose running on this side, which happens to be just on the inside of this hump. And on the other side, the fuel tank exhaust valve or whatever it is, there's a small hose right there, but it doesn't run all the way back that way. It actually curls around and comes back in here. So I think if we cut on this side of the hump, it will give us more than enough of our clearance that we're needing, and not nick that hose as well. So first thing we're going to do is trim this down a little bit. We'll also remove this here, which was for the jack originally in the car, and may trim up some of this a little bit as well. All right, guys, so I have put the fenders back in. They are not welded in. They're just kind of sitting there. I'm trying to decide, do I like this look here better, or do I like this look over here better? So this is the ride height that the floor will be in. As you can see, it's pretty shallow. Have a piece of wood on the front side here. You can see it right there. That's just kind of holding it to keep it level in there right now. The ideal is I'm going to try and mount this piece here today. And so what I'm going to use is the original brackets right there. The bolt came in through here, went straight through that, and mounted to the frame. Don't have the frame anymore. So what I'm going to do is make some sort of bracket. I'm probably going to take the wheel wells back out for right now till I decide what I'm going to do with that, and build the structure that's going to run underneath what would be the floor here for this to bolt onto. What I'm going to use is this C-channel, what I call C-channel, right here. It's not super thick, but it's good enough for what I'm going to use it for. And I have a bunch of that sitting around, so that's what I'm going to end up using. Measure it out, cut it down, and see about mounting it in here. This will also give me an idea about what I'm going to have to do right here. If I'm going to have to fill this in with metal in order to attach that bracket to, or what I'm going to have to do in order to get this to all ride correctly. And so that'll give me an idea of what I need to do in order to make a flatbed in this. I can see why everybody doesn't do a flatbed. It's kind of more of a pain in the butt than I'm not sure it's worth, because you're really not going to get anything out of having a flatbed. You can't haul anything in this, and so we'll see. Alright guys, so I'm going to bring you in here and show you a couple of things that I'm running into as far as problem-wise, and how I'm going to overcome those problems. That way we can hopefully build this little subframe in order to get this bed to work right. So if you see, that is a small section of the metal that I'm using in order to make this, the subframe, and this here is setting exactly how I want it to set, as far as that way I could build the subframe around the hump in the car. With that being said, if you look right there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld that metal, the correct length metal and the correct piece of metal, into the side of the bed there on the would have been the inside of the bed. The problem that I'm having is when I cut the wheel well out, that frame is going to run right through where that wheel well would have been, and there's a lip right there in the jagged metal. So what I'm going to do is use the grinder, make that area flat where that metal is going to run into the side of the bed, and then I'm going to re-weld in flat sheet metal right there in order to have something to weld into completely. So that's the plan. Alright, so I made a 4.5 by 4.5 inch square. I'm gonna cut that down just a little bit, but as you can see, I have this one over here. We'll weld that in, and that'll be what we weld our framework to into the bed. All right, guys, we got the two brackets that are going to hold the center section in. And I'll take this center section off so you can see it here in just a second. So going forward, we still need to make a bracket that will go up in the front section that goes across here. We'll need to make another bracket that runs back here on the back side across here to hold those two sections. And then because the floor is going to set higher than what this opening, so my ideal is that I'm going to grab some metal and run down the length of this bed right here on this lip on both sides. That way we'll have something to weld the edges of the floor into. Still need to decide on how I'm going to do the inner fender wells. As you saw in the tag earlier in this video, leave me a comment below whether you think it should be up high to the bottom of this railing, or if it should stay down low and kind of just go over the wheel like it was originally. Here's a better look at the two frames that I put in here. Now this one here, it is leaning forward, but that's exactly how the original frame was. It had a curve to it right there, so the bracket that's underneath the bed actually leans forward right there as well. That one up there is level all the way across, just like you'd normally do it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode here. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. If you did, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure to do so. And make sure you follow us over on Instagram or Facebook to get behind the scenes of what we're doing in the shop every single day. As always, thanks for watching, and make sure you tune in for the next episode. Until next time, be safe.